Culture is more than just entertainment. It's a lens into society, relationships, and human behavior. I'm Grace, and here on the Grace Report, we dive into stories beyond the headlines. Whether it's reality TV drama, celebrity scandals, or royal family intrigue, I'm here to break it all down. What it means, why it matters, and how it reflects the world we live in. Join the conversation, share your take, and let's make sense of the culture shaping our lives one story at a time. Good morning, sunshine. How are you feeling? It is Friday. Wow, doesn't this all look so bright? And I think it's because I'm wearing a color other than black. And so that reflects differently on the camera and it makes the room look brighter than it typically is. Although I will say, I feel like this is on a slope of some sort. How are you guys doing? We made it to Friday. Boss Lady's back. How is it going being back in the office and everything? Boss Lady says, I'm back, Grace, working from home on Friday, so I'll be able to chat or to cheat. Allie, Bestie, where you at? Bring him out, bring him out. Oh, bring him out. Speaking of, Allie, have you heard any news back from that interview that you did the other week? We also have our fingers crossed for you. Ramster is here. Hi, Ramster. Houston Rose. Cynthia, Allie, Theo, Monique, Venetia, Queen Butterfly, Jaleesa, that bid, it's me, Angie, Tadisha, Foxy. It has been a while. Foxy, how are you doing? And Kristen is here too. The gang's all here, although we are missing East Awesome, we're missing Star, we're missing Shenzhen, and I feel like there's a few other, usuals that we are missing as well. So I'm hoping that they'll be able to flow in a little bit later. Guys, I'm sorry in advance, but today's morning report is going to be very, very heavily Kanye West focused because the way that he crashed out on Twitter, like I don't have the words for some of the things that he said. Like, I really want to know what you guys think about some of the things that he has been declaring on Twitter. It's bad. I have to warn y'all in advance, you're going to be seeing a lot of very, very bad language, like terrible, just shocking, just disturbing language. Okay. So I have to warn you guys in advance for that. Okay. Good morning, Shonda, Bridget, Monica, Alexandria is back too. Hey girl. Nice to see you all. So get ready, you guys. And there's a lot. Actually, before we even get into that, I'm going to prime you with this little story that, and this was the only Kanye story that I thought I was going to be doing today, right? I woke up to his Twitter rampage. When I was going to sleep, I had bookmarked a story to discuss with you guys about Kanye West's son, Saint West. So basically, Kanye was doing some sort of a podcast interview or something like that, talking about, and I didn't even know he had a new album out, but he has this new album and it's called Bully. And they were asking him, what's the name behind, the album? Where did it come from and whatnot? And so Kanye says, hey, my son was playing with some kid and then he kicked him. And I asked my son, why'd you do that? And then Saint said, because he's weak. And I was like, wow, this man really is a bully right here. Saint, you're the reason for Bully. And so that is the album cover. I gotta say, first of all, to be nice to Kanye, typically when I would see him interact with his children, whether it's North, Saint, Chicago Som, or whatever, he seems to be a really good dad. He seems to truly, truly love his children. I think he comes across as super patient and loving and nurturing towards his kids, right? However, I think naming an album Bully and putting your child's face on it as if your child is the face of bullies is not a very nice thing to do to your child. It's kind of an ugly thing to do to your child, in my humble opinion. I think that, kids, they can be mean. They could do these things that are rude to one another, but to label them that way and then put it out there on a global scale like this, I don't love it. I feel like what Saint did is mean, but would I personally consider him to be a bully? no. Would I, if I had a kid or whatever, you know, I'm thinking of my nephew, right? I've got a nephew who's around Saint's age. I would be really protective of his image and careful of what I would call him and say about him and stuff, you know? So I just feel like, damn, Kanye, like, I don't think you thought this through. Like, maybe to Kanye, it's funny, it's kiki or whatever, but I don't love it, you know? And I think that when it comes to children and this sort of thing, there is a way to correct what happened there. And when you kind of put it out here like this, not only do you give them this bad label for their lives or whatever, but you also kind of teach them that like it's cool and this is like some sort of a reward for your action. So I think that he very, very poorly handled this situation. And I really do wish that he did better, because this is not cute. It's not funny. And I personally don't like it. You're going to see a lot of my, you know what? Let me roll down my necklace. Hey, Britt, nice to see you. Let me roll this down so y'all can see all my, this is my like reaction every time I'm talking about Kanye. He stresses me out so bad, you guys. Everything that comes out about Kanye today is so ugly. So brace yourselves, okay? Oh, and Foxy, you changed your picture. I really love your photo. How beautiful. That's crazy. Cray, in my opinion. I agree. I wonder what's going on in Kanye's head. Same here. And one thing about Kim, love her or hate her, but in her 2 decades plus in Hollywood and in the public eye, nobody has ever been able to say that she is a mean person to people or that she's a rude person. People have always said that she is incredibly polite and sweet to people. So I've seen her correct her kids, because you have seen be rather rude to paparazzi and whatnot. I guess he's not yet aware that his mom's the one calling them. And Kim is always saying like, no, you cannot speak to people this way. So it seems like she really tries to get her children to value kindness and politeness and whatnot. And so I wonder how she feels about this. Like, obviously, I believe she most likely, but then again, this is Kanye we're dealing with, right? And Kanye thinks he's God and he could do whatever he wants without asking people. And he has some tweets where, spoiler alert, he talks about owning his wife because he's a billionaire, you know? So maybe he did this without asking for Kim's permission, but oof, not good. I feel like this is not something that Kim would be rather, you know, happy with, but I digress, Lord. You know what? We're only 7 minutes into today's morning report, you guys, and I'm already stressed out. And I think it's because I'm so anxious about the photos, the screenshots I am about to bring up for y'all as well. Like, this is just, you know, this is just the entree. Wait until we get to the truly, truly ugly stuff. Okay. And I'm seeing a lot more of y'all are starting to trickle in. So good morning, Ronnie, Denise, Jeannie, Chip, Cheerio, and everybody else who is joining us. Monique is here too. Guys, okay, get ready. I'm sorry, you know, and again, you are going to see some very, very ugly language. And I apologize in advance for that. But we really, truly have to talk about this insane crash out that Kanye West had on Twitter. Right. So this is one of his messages that he posted. He had said something like this back in about 2016, and he decided to circle back, double down. And he said it again in another tweet that I will show you again later on. Slavery is a choice. OK. And then he also said, we all watched them to try to cancel Chris Brown and ain't nobody do nothing. I was then off too. Chris Brown, it's till the wheels fall off. They trying to prove a point, and y'all know that. Y'all effing know that. And sitting laughing at the effing internet on Instagram. This man gave his life to us. This my idol. This my hero. So he really wants to defend Chris Brown, and he really wants to defend Diddy, right? Chris Brown, who severely beat Rihanna black and blue. And Kanye West has worked with Rihanna, right? He has a relationship with Rihanna. So the fact that he is coming here out of the blue to defend Chris Brown and to blame Chris Brown, you know, and he wasn't even canceled, right? Chris Brown, didn't he just win a Grammy? Didn't he just do like one of the biggest stadium tours in the world? Like, right? Like, he's doing just fine. So I don't get this victim act. And then when it comes to Diddy, we saw that video of Diddy chasing Cassie down in his towel, stomping on her and forcing her back into a room. So why does he think that we need to support this, defend this? Why does he think that there is some sort of conspiracy at play here, trying to take down Diddy, when it's Diddy's own nasty actions that have led to these results? Diddy has allegedly done a lot of illegal things. It's not just men accusing him, it's women. And Kanye is acting like, you know, it's Jewish people or it's white people trying to take these people down. But these people have took themselves down, right? Chris Brown, he beat the brakes off Rihanna, a Black woman. He beat the brakes off Karrueche, a Blasian woman, right? And then when it comes to Diddy, Cassie, a biracial woman. He did this to so many, you know, women of different colors, races, everything. Men have come out, including Black men. Do y'all remember when he had that show, Making the Band? Like, there were videos that just came out of the guys talking about how traumatized they are by him, you know? And in the most recent video, we saw every single last member of that band crying together. Q from day 26, he even said, hey, I am on lifelong antipsychotic medication. My trauma from Diddy was so bad, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia, right? So how does Kanye West turn around and say that this is a conspiracy that white people have cooked up to take down the Black man? And it's always this with them. Every time they got caught doing terrible things to people, they have to turn around and blame it on the invisible white man who is out to get them. And it's tired. Give it a rest, hang it up, flat screen, because this is just not working. We've got to stop. We've got to stop. Okay. Now, again, sorry in advance. It's just going to continue to get worse and worse. Okay. So then Kanye also said, what y'all gonna do? Cancel my sneaker deal, cancel my record deal, freeze my accounts, F y'all N-words. Slavery is a choice. So there he goes. He says it again. I'm speaking my mind now. I ain't editing ish again, ever. All you please come at me. That's how we spot the KOONS. Let these white people and Jewish people tell you what to do and say F Diego and F y'all N-words in advance. So again, you know, there he is saying some really extremely just devastating things about, slavery, about white people, about Jewish people, about Black people, about everybody. And he's saying he ain't afraid. You know, we tried to cancel him once. It didn't work, apparently, because now he's back up to billionaire status and he's just going to keep going. So do y'all remember that stunt that he pulled at the Grammy Awards with his alleged wife, Bianca Censori? A lot of people said that Bianca had to do that against her will. I personally disagree with that. I think that obviously she knew she was nude under the coat when she was on the red carpet. We had already heard that, and this is the stuff that the lip reading experts are saying, by the way, you guys, that I'm disagreeing with, right? So we had already heard that, and we had seen some photos of the way that Bianca used to dress before she got with Kanye West. And she was always someone who liked to dress a little bit more on the edgy side, on the sexy side. And so it seems like having the Kanye West vision and the Kanye West budget is what brought this to another level. Guys, are you able to hear me? Because my thing, it seems to be frozen. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hang on, I'm gonna pull up my phone because I was trying to pull up a picture of Bianca Censori. And of course, all of a sudden my thing seems to be freezing or something like that. And I'm trying to get out and I cannot do it. So hang on, give me one quick second, y'all. I'm gonna go on. Okay, there we are. Okay, do y'all hear me? Do y'all hear me? Checking 1 2 1 2. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this down. Sorry, you guys. I tried to pull up a picture of Bianca Censori, but my thing decided to just screw me, basically. So they pulled that stunt on the Grammys red carpet. People said that she did it against her will, blah, blah. And now Kanye's saying, listen, she has no will. I own her, which is scary stuff, right? Let's get into it. Listen, Bianca, in case you're watching this, just know for you, your day to come and take this man down is going to be so easy. He is handing you everything on a silver platter. Get into this tweet, y'all. I have dominion over my wife. This ain't no woke ass feminist-ish She's with a billionaire. Why would she listen to any of you, dumb A broke B's? People say the red carpet look was her decision. Yes, I don't make her do nothing she doesn't want to, but she definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without my approval, you stupid A woke pawns. I have no respect or empathy for anyone living. So before we continue, he literally just said that in black and white. Number one, I have dominion over her. Yes, he says he doesn't make her do anything she doesn't want to do, but he says he has dominion over her. And he also says that he has no respect and no empathy for anyone living. Mind you, this is a father of 4. This is a husband saying he has no respect for anyone living. What does that mean for his children? What does that mean for his wife? What does that mean for his fans or anybody who comes into contact with him? Again, Kanye, you are just handing everybody an open and closed case. Trust and believe Kanye is going to be the next one to go down, as he should. You know, he is just too damn arrogant. And I am sick of the people who come and go, but his mom died. He lost his mom. Listen, unfortunately, that is a part of life. People lose their parents in life. It's sad. It can be traumatic, you know, of course, and, you know, and affects you for life. But does it affect you in this way where you say these sorts of things, where you do these sorts of things? No. No. This is something completely different. This is just a really, really ugly, sick, and twisted spirit that thinks that he is above everybody and everything. Okay. Let's finish the rest of that tweet, y'all. I am just wow at it. Okay. And again, this is just the beginning. There's a lot more to come. Okay. I have no respect for or empathy for anyone living, because no one living can F with me, but I do love some people and give them favor. So I guess that's where his children or his wife might come in. Next, I will say nothing bad or against China. Hang on. I think I have to read from the bottom up, right? Oh, yeah. Listen, I quit my Twitter when Elon did his Nazi salute, so I completely forgot how this even works. It's been a while. I love when Jewish people come to me and say they can't work with me anymore. It's my fave. 2.77 billion and counting. So he's talking about his net worth or alleged net worth. One thing about being God on earth is you have to constantly forgive every human. I will say nothing bad or against China. They always showed me love when Americans turned their backs on me because of a red hat or a t-shirt. I get money with China. I love China. God had my mom bring me there when I was 10 for a reason. So it looks like at this point, he is saying goodbye to the American market. And he really is turning his sights on Asia. We already knew that he had a deal in Japan, but it was reported recently that he might be on the verge of losing a 20 million sponsorship deal in Japan because of his nude stunt at the Grammy Awards. So perhaps that's why he is now trying to court China, but I don't know if they're going to go for this either. He said, all white people are racist, which is very interesting because last I checked, his wife is white, right? Very interesting. Jewish people actually hate white people and use black people. N-words, newsflash. White people and Jewish people are different. You can get money with Jewish people, but they're always going to steal and invite you over to their house on Friday. White people do not F with N-words. They leave that to the Jews. If you think getting money, and I'm trying to find the rest of that. Sorry, I didn't realize it had to show more. So there you go. Elon stole my Nazi swag at the inauguration. Yo, my guy, get your own third rail. Do you guys remember his last meltdown in 2016? How bad that was? How ugly that was? This truly even puts that to shame, right? And this is just the beginning, you guys. There's an awful lot more to come. And I do agree with Theo. It seems like he's doing all of this every time he has an album coming out. Why does he have to resort to this when he has new music coming out? He is a talented rapper, a talented artist, but now all of that goes into the trash, right? How can anyone, aside from Nazis, right? How can anyone, aside from Nazis, listen to his music with an open heart, a clean conscience after this? Because I have a hard time personally separating an artist from their art. When an artist is shown to be a trash person, I can no longer enjoy their art. You know, like, for example, y'all already know I used to be Team Breezy hardcore, but then it just, I don't listen to his music anymore. I don't know what he's got out anymore, right? I used to love R. Kelly's music. I thought he was like the most talented songwriter ever. I loved his singing voice, everything. But when all of that started coming out, I stopped. I can't even tell you the last time I listened to R. Kelly, right? So I don't know why he needs to resort to this sort of thing in order to sell music. Kanye's music was so popular without all of this. He used to be so popular before he resorted to this. Kel wants to know what his blood family members are doing about this. They're possibly the only ones who can genuinely help him with medical help, right? And, y'all, I do have a question, right? Because we already know that he suffers from bipolar and that, that is his battle in life. But is this a symptom of bipolar, Nazism, racism, Holocaust denial, slavery denial? Is this a symptom of bipolar? Because I thought it was like manic mood swings. I didn't know that this supposedly came with it too. Like, what is this? What is this? Right? I don't associate this with bipolar. I don't associate this with borderline or whatever else, or depression, anxiety. He's claiming he's got autism. I don't associate these sorts of words or claims or attitude with those sorts of things. So even if they get him medicated and whatnot, what's the medication for this, right? Or is this just how he is, what he feels like? And where would this come from? Wasn't his mom a Black Panther, like a proud Black woman? How did this happen? I heard his dad was still alive. Can his dad get to him and help him out here? And so, when we talk about the Wendy Williams of it all, and, I do have a surprise Wendy Williams story at the end of all of this. So let me go ahead and put up a little picture of her. When we talk about Wendy Williams being trapped in her conservatorship and whatnot, because her son allegedly overspent her money, and now she's living in this tower against her will. She can't have visitors. They're saying she's cognitively impaired. Why is it that she's living that way? Whereas someone who has spiraled this hard, getting public BJs in Italy, forcing his wife or, pushing his wife to be nude on red carpets, saying these sorts of things, spiraling, obviously in the middle of some sort of, psychotic episode. Why is it that this person is not being forced into a conservatorship? Right? I am shook. And let me count how many more we got. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got at least 5, 7 more sets of tweets to get through, y'all. So buckle up. If you guys are new here, welcome to the Morning Report. We go live every single weekday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about the day's hottest stories. I'm sorry if this is your first introduction to us. Usually it's a lot more lighthearted than this, but this is a major story that, I really think we need to discuss and memorialize, because Kanye has been deleting a lot of tweets. And so I think it's important that we talk about it and we remember that this truly happened, right? If you're enjoying this stream, please don't hesitate to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Okay, let's get into the next batch of tweets, y'all. Okay. I don't give an F how many people you killed or if you went to jail. Going to jail is a very achievable goal. N-word sold all those drugs and still got to rap for a living. But isn't he still rapping? This from the N-word with the pink polo to all you, wow, F ass rap N-words that ever came out your mouth sideways. I'm the Don. Yay over everything and everyone. Go to your day job and talk ish about me, but always remember you're broke and you have a boss and you have to. I know N-words thinking he's talking all that ish on the internet, but he won't say it to my face. Why the F would I ever let you talk to me? You're broke, you dumb ass R-words. All you broke ass N-words. Oh my God, you guys. I'm not even going to read that last tweet. Okay. He is going after everybody, right? So he went after the Black community, the gay community, the white community, the Jewish community, the handicapped community. Like, he is truly crashing out. So who's left to buy his albums, right? Let's see if y'all give that money back. I'm a Nazi. I say whatever the F I want. P-words. No rich N-word is truly funny. Being funny is for broke N-words who want to distract you from the fact they're broke and trying to get... Okay, I'll give him that. I'm sorry. That one is funny. I'm going to repeat it again. Hang on. No rich man is truly funny. Being funny is for broke men who want to distract you from the fact they're broke and trying to get women to F for free. I don't need or want celebrity support. Every celebrity is broke. Talking to you can't do ish but lose me money. You know the only thing worse than effing for money? Effing for free. F Virgil. But so now he's back to saying F Virgil. Do y'all remember? He used to drag Virgil. Virgil was doing creative for Louis Vuitton, and then he got his own off-white brand. Kanye used to say that he wasn't a real designer. He sucked behind the scenes, this and that. But then when Virgil passed away, Kanye wanted to go to the funeral, but no one wanted to invite him to it. Other designers came out and publicly exposed the crap that Kanye used to talk about Virgil behind the scenes and like text messages with them and whatnot, and said that he is fake. He just wanted like to clout chase in the fashion community off of like Virgil's passing and everything. Remster says this is tripolar. Listen, I'm telling you, this is something else that I have never seen, right? And so now he's going back to who he really is, somebody who does not like Virgil Abloh. I can't, y'all. I can't. Kanye is just really, truly, like, my heart is going like this. He is stressing me out so much. I don't understand how someone as media conscious, I don't know why I keep struggling with the word conscious, as Kim got with Kanye and had multiple kids by Kanye. Like, imagine being stuck with this guy for the rest of your life. I'm laughing because I'm seeing you guys' tweets about finding this one really funny. Hang on. There was one tweet that was actually like low-key hilarious, or should I say even high-key hilarious. Let me pull down this comment because I'm seeing some new people are hopping on here. So if you missed it, listen, this has been a really terrible barrage of just disgusting, vile commentary from Kanye West. By the way, I do have a question, y'all. Does Kanye West have a middle name? Okay. Quick question, okay? Now, what was it that he said? Okay, it wasn't this one. It was the one prior to this. He had said that no rich man is truly funny. Being funny is for broke men who want to distract you from the fact that they're broke and trying to get women to F for free. That was the only one where I'm like, okay, Kanye, he kind of ate with that. But the rest of it is hideous. Truly, truly hideous. He also continued to say, what else did he say? I'm still shook that he said, I love Hitler, now what? So he said, F Virgil. This N-word that worked for me said he was uncomfortable with my wife's Grammy look. Fired and blocked. It's more people looking for work than there are people giving work. I paid $1.5 million for my Grammy ads this year. Let's see if Fox give that money back. You're going to give back that money for my opinions, then stand on it. I love Hitler. Now what? B words. Oh, Lord. This is bad. And this one is just so bizarre to me. Okay. Take a look. I turned down 3 photos this week with Make-A-Wish kids in wheelchairs. This is like, do y'all remember You know, if you've been tuning into the morning report regularly, then you remember the actress from Emilia Perez, Carla Sofia Gascon, her getting canceled because of all of her old tweets, well, you know, from 2020 popping up where she was just dragging every community. She went after, you know, the African Americans, she went after Arabs, she went after Muslims, she was going after everybody. This is that in real time, but even worse because he takes it a step farther and starts worshiping full-blown Hitler. And now he's talking about people in wheelchairs, you know, turning down, make a wish, not even just people, children in wheelchairs, you know, like this is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't take photos except for when I take photos. I just tweeted everything I could think of and I'm still alive. And then the last one was about him having dominion over his wife and having no empathy for anybody else. And he's saying that he rides with Chris Brown, another terrible person that should have been canceled, but unfortunately has not yet been officially canceled. You guys, we really just spent like 30 minutes going through. Do you guys feel it too? Like my heart's like, oh my God, Grace, what the hell was that? Going through some of the most horrific streams of tweets that I have seen. Oh my God. God bless the people who have to go and clean up these sorts of things on social media. Because, you know, we're just looking at it and it's Kanye West and we know he's not dangerous or whatever. But can you believe that there are people whose full-time jobs is to sit there for 8 hours and see some of the most gory, horrific, like shocking, scary things on social media, right? Because, you know, when you flag things, they have to go and manually look at it. You know, if there's one thing we need AI to speed up on, it's that actually, because I hate that people are actually subjected to seeing those sorts of things. And mind you, they are severely underpaid, you know, for what they do there. You know, some people are paid even like, I don't know, like $1 an hour or something like that. Gosh, you guys, I'm shook. Kanye West, you're done. You are done. He's bragging about having all this money, but I don't think that money is going to last. He is severing all of his fan base. You know, who is left to support him? He went after everybody. You know, it's only the Nazis who can support him. And I don't think there are that many left, right? Enough to help him continue living that level of life that he's accustomed to. And we see that he's trying to get into China and whatnot. So he, you know what? Yeah, he did spare the Chinese people. He said he loves China and they're the only ones who still like, you know, mess with him. So good luck to him over there. Okay. Good freaking luck. Wow. Now let's get into another story. Again, I'm sorry, y'all. That was a really, really heavy note to start on, but don't worry. We are done. You know what I think is actually making my heart race more than the Kanye thing? Maybe I had too much caffeine now that I think about it. It might be caffeine. Anyway, let's talk about Taylor Swift. So she allegedly is extremely pissed at Blake Lively. Blake Ellender Lively. Shout out to you, Allie, for this, because Allie did tell me, you know, the last time we were talking about a Blake Lively story, she was like, Grace, like, did you hear that Taylor Swift, she's really pissed at Blake Lively. She's, you know, cutting contact or something. And I said, I'm going to wait on it because it was the Daily Fail that was initially reporting that. And I don't really trust them as a source. But Allie, it is now coming out through TMZ, which is a really, really, really like, if they're saying something, they've got inside sources on it. So I do think that people in Taylor Swift's camp are starting to plant stories in order to help her distance herself from her friendship with Blake Lively. Okay, like, wow. And basically, it all comes down to that text message that Blake sent in a veiled attempt to intimidate Justin Baldoni and strong-arm him into choosing her rewriting of the infamous rooftop scene. So let me go ahead, take a sip of my water. You know, I don't drink coffee because I'm really caffeine sensitive, and my water's gonna look real nasty to you guys. It looks like sewer water probably. It's like leftover matcha because I used matcha in this, and I really like it. Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna take a drink of my water, and then on the flip side, we're gonna come back and discuss Taylor Swift allegedly starting to distance herself from Blake Lively. And if you're enjoying the stream so far, don't hesitate to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And then after that story, we're also going to get into Ryan Edwards from Teen Mom. His Teen Mom salary has officially been released, in addition to how much, or should I say how little time, he actually spends with his children. And then lastly, we're going to talk about Wendy Williams' son, Kelvin Hunter, facing another eviction. Oh, Lord, you got to pay your bills, Kevin. Pay your bills. See y'all in a second.
The Morning Report is brought to you by Philo. Watch your favorite shows and movies from over 70 different channels, including MTV, TLC, WeTV, and more for only $28 a month. Get a free trial today by clicking the link in the description box of this video to get your free trial up and running. Are you looking for the perfect skincare products for women over 30? Look no further than Rothia. Rothia is a skincare brand born from love and made for parents. Their flagship product, the Resilience Cream, delivers clinically proven age prevention benefits such as average 14% wrinkle reduction after 4 weeks of use. Click the link below and receive 30% off your first purchase today.
All right, and we are back. Okay, let's get into the Taylor Swift of it all. I have to say, I'm not surprised that she's pissed off about that text message that Blake Lively sent to Justin Baldoni, okay? So to set the scene, Justin Baldoni said that he was summoned to Blake and Ryan's New York City penthouse apartment to talk about the scene that Blake had rewritten. And then he felt intimidated because there was Ryan Reynolds there and there was Taylor Swift there as well. And both of them had talked about how much they loved Blake's rewriting of the scene and felt like he should go with that one. And now this is what Taylor's telling TMZ. Her sources are telling TMZ, and I quote, Taylor came to Blake's apartment at the time that Blake told her to, not knowing anyone else would be there. In other words, Taylor had no idea there was a meeting going on with Justin. The source went on to say that Justin was about to leave after the 2-hour meeting as Taylor walked in, and she was introduced to him for the first and only time. TMZ was told that all Taylor said to Justin was how excited she was to see the movie because he was her friend's boss. The source also says that Taylor believes that Blake timed her meeting with Justin on purpose so that Taylor would arrive before he left. And Taylor is baffled by Blake later characterizing her as the, quote, dragon. The source adds, it's weird to say that about a friend. Oh, wow, you guys. And the source is also saying that Taylor is also learning that Blake has been inappropriately leveraging her name for a long time, like telling a young actress that Taylor cast her, which simply did not happen. And I do remember those stories coming out, right? Do y'all remember? We're like, how is it possible that all of these random people have so much say over this film? Like, where were the secrecy clause? Why is it that Ryan Reynolds is allegedly rewriting scenes, or let alone, you know, knowing this much, coming in, asking for access to dailies? What is that about, right? Why is it that Taylor Swift is reading these scenes, you know, having a say on, like, you know, what scenes to use and whatnot? Why is it that she was having a say on who to cast? And now her team is saying, oh no, that's not even true. Blake is lying. Y'all, it's not looking good for Blake. I feel like this, I don't know. And again, I'm waiting to see her side come out with like evidence, you know, to support the lawsuit that she filed against Justin Baldoni. For the time being, we do have more content from Justin Baldoni's team than hers. So I'm still, you know, trying to stay as neutral as possible. But so far with the evidence that Justin showed, like, it's not looking good for her. And I feel like all of this is going to be her downfall ultimately. Okay. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Hey, get me out of Tennessee. Nice to see you again. Boss Lady says, it seems like damage control to me. It's not like Taylor has a good reputation. She is a known mean girl, right? Listen, And someone else, I think it was you, Creme Brulee, said that she doesn't play about her image, right? Tree Payne is really, really protective of Taylor's image. So even if Taylor did do this, they would find a way to kind of like, you know, help get her out of it. Remember that feud with Kanye and Kim where Kim dropped the receipts? Like she's no stranger to playing around with the narrative of it all, but it's not looking good. I worry, you guys. I worry that all of this drama is going to cost Blake a lot, right? I think not only the lawsuit, but I think that this could really cause issues in her marriage, potentially even end her marriage down the line. I also think that I think it could cost her friendship with Taylor Swift. But is that Super Bowl thing this Sunday? Because last time they were doing that whole football thing, Taylor had invited Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds to join her in her like booth. What do you call those? The suite, as like, you know, a football wag. So we're going to have to wait and see if that happens again this year, right? Blake and Ryan are trying to stay visible to make it look like they're unfazed by it all. They posted like a selfie to social media and everything. And then we saw Ryan staging some sort of like being mobbed by fans sort of a thing. So they are trying to stay visible. So I do think that if Taylor were to invite them again this year, that they would attend. And Taylor, she does have other friends who are a little bit mired in controversy. For example, Brittany Mahomes and her own boyfriend, Travis Kelce, as of recently. So I don't see Taylor refusing to invite them based off this controversy if the controversy did not impact their own relationship. To me, if Taylor does not invite them, it's because she's not happy with them, right? Do you guys see them turning down that sort of an invitation? I think they need that. They need to go out there and show that they're unfazed by it all. Anyway, Lucky says, even if they did scheme to do all of this, why would Blake think Taylor would have her back? Taylor is only ride or die for Taylor, period. Hamlet says, Justin seems like a very moral and honest guy and, like me, thinks others have the same standard of values. Isn't that the craziest thing when you realize that other people don't? You know, this happens like, you know, when you go, you know, I was talking about this with like some of my friends about like, you know, the stores and securities. You're like, oh, wow, like it's just so crazy to me that it would occur to somebody to go into a store and steal something. Like, why? Why do that? You could just buy it, you know, like it's weird. Ramster says these people are 30 plus, but they are pushing 40. Isn't Blake like 39? Taylor Swift is like 35. They are grown, not early 30s. Like they're pushing it. Taylor's mid 30s, but Blake is definitely late 30s. And I did see that. And I saw it on TikTok, how this, all of the posters, they were using the same blue, what do you call it? Painter's tape or something like that. So they really need to be out there and to be painting this image that they are beloved and that people are riding with them. So if you don't see them on Sunday, which one of y'all told me? Okay, so it is Sunday. So if y'all don't see them on Sunday, thank you, East Awesome, it means that something's up. Something's up. Okay, so keep an eye out for that, you guys. Okay. Oh, Lord, a mess, you guys. Now let's get into Ryan Edwards from Teen Mom Next Chapter, shall we? His finances came out. How much money do you think he's currently making from Teen Mom Next Chapter, y'all? Let me know. And I actually think you're going to be surprised. Star, listen, I don't like football or American football like that. Like, it's just, I don't get it. It's too violent for me. I don't like violent sports like football, like boxing, like MMA. Like I don't like these things. I'm so bad. What do I like? I like track and field. And I like watching soccer sometimes, but that's about it. I like basketball, but I don't really watch it like that anymore. So I'm sorry, y'all, the football. I loved Beyonce Bowl. That was a fun sport to watch. Hey, make it make sense. Nice to see you. Mims, I was just liking your Instagram photo. You're too funny. Yeah, Mims says, Blake is marginally talented. She should be happy anybody even casts her as anything more than an extra. Down. I read a comment on Reddit this morning, and they said that she is a D-list actress surrounded by A-listers. And I kind of said, well, I kind of think that's low-key true, right? Because, when they were talking about she's this big actress, I was like, has she ever won an Emmy? Has she ever won an Oscar? Has she ever won a Tony? And so I went and I looked at her filmography and her awards and stuff, and it's really nothing to write home about. So one thing I will give to her is that she is so good at networking. She really has mastered the art of surrounding yourself with people who are like doing so much better than you, because that elevates your own profile, right? And people who don't verify, they might think you're this massive, A-list actress, when at the end of the day, you're really not, okay? East Austin says Travis has the IQ of a Post-it. Listen, I saw some of that E-Network show that he put out there. It is true that he's a little bit of an airhead, or shall I say a bird brain. Lord. Now let's get into Ryan, and thank you, Kem. Let's get into Ryan Edwards from Teen Mom. Did I ask y'all to like guess how much money you think this man is making? Because the last time they showed his Teen Mom income, it was like in the 30K range or 40K range. But that show is just not doing the numbers like it used to. And his pay really, truly reflects that. Now, he still is earning a respectable income, but it is nowhere near what he was once earning. And so it kind of makes me wonder if that is the case for the moms as well. So why are we finding out how much money Ryan Edwards is making? It's actually because his estranged wife and his second baby mama, Mackenzie Standifer, is asking for child support. And obviously they need to take a look at his finances in order to figure out how much to distribute. So it turns out that Ryan Edwards listed his monthly income as $16,010 a month. Again, great salary. However, that is not exclusively coming from the show. It's a mixture of money from the show in addition to money he makes as a mechanic, right? So what happened? It's the viewership drop. And so I guess when the viewership drops, so does the money for these people. He used to make like 20, 30, 40K a month off of the show, just so that you guys know. I still think he's making too much money because, we saw all of the terrible things that he was doing to Mackenzie, the stalking, the harassing, the destruction of the home and everything like that. But alas, and when it comes to Mackenzie Standifer and her income, he is guessing. So this is not her own thing. And mind you, Ryan very well could be lying about his income. Don't forget that, y'all. Don't forget that. And yes, Ramster, 16K American dollars, y'all. And, sometimes these dads, especially the deadbeats, they like to underreport, because I remember doing a report on what Mackenzie was estimating his income at. She was estimating it at somewhere between 23 and like 30K. So I think that the truth is somewhere in the middle. And thank you, effing common sense. And now he's saying that Mackenzie probably earns about $4,166 a month. Okay. And now when it comes to how often he's actually even seeing these kids, out of the 365 days of the year, Ryan admits that his children, Jagger and Stella, spend about 339 days with Mackenzie, and he only has them for about 26 days out of the year. God bless. Good luck. I don't know how he got a third woman to carry his baby, knowing how absent he was for the first 3 kids. But here goes. Amanda is currently pregnant with baby number 4 for Ryan Edwards. And I wouldn't be surprised if she found herself in the exact same position. But here's the thing. I think that Ryan is going to I think he's going to suffer with Amanda, right? Because Macy and Mackenzie, they're a little bit too classy to do certain things, right? To clap back and fight against him. But Amanda, she's the, when you go low, I'm taking it to hell type. And so I'm looking forward to him, I'm looking forward to him reaping the karma that he earned for the way he treated his other baby mamas. No. The majority of his money, Mims, is coming from Teen Mom Next Chapter, but he still has like a certain salary coming from the mechanic thing. So out of 16K, maybe 10 or 12K is from Teen Mom, and then the other 4K is from him working as a mechanic or whatever, which, I'm quite surprised about. I'm surprised he's even able to get a job with his lengthy criminal history. Now, you guys, we're on to our last story of the day. We got to talk about Wendy Williams' son. He is always up to no good. He's always in some sort of trouble. And rumor has it, Mims, can you let us know in the comment section? Because you do always have the juice. Do you really think that Wendy is in this conservatorship because of her son? And yesterday, we spoke about how Wendy's guardian is requesting a recheck, a relooking into her whole dementia diagnosis that she's fighting against. Do you think they're doing that in good faith, or is the whole system like rigging it? Like, oh, we'll do the test or whatever, but it's still going to come out to the same result. So you guys, if you're enjoying the morning report, please make sure to go ahead and give the stream a thumbs up so that YouTube knows that you enjoy my content and you want to see more videos like this. Don't forget, I do go live every single weekday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with the day's hottest stories. However, and I mentioned this yesterday, I just want to repeat it. Monday coming up is going to be a little complicated. It might be an on-demand version versus a live streaming version, just because I have administrative things to do. I have to go pick up my new visa, and that's going to take like hours to get through all of the waiting for that. So FYI, next week, let's guarantee Tuesday to Friday, okay? So sorry about that in advance. Now, let's get into Wendy Williams's son, y'all. Wow. Okay, so according to the U.S. Sun, Wendy Williams' son, Kevin Hunter, was served an eviction notice for his rental on January 28th. And we already know that this is the second time that he had been served with an eviction notice, the last time being just 2 years ago in November of 2023. So, you know, he's living in this beautiful high-rise condo in Florida. The rent is about $3,700, and they're saying that he failed to pay rent through the month of January. You know, again, I got to tell y'all, I'm really impressed by how quickly you guys in America can go ahead and file eviction notices. In Canada, oh my God, you would have to wait at least like a couple months. And then even from there, it could take up to a year to get a hearing. And then you have to wait to be able to evict the person. Like, oh, like y'all can move quickly if a person is neglecting to pay, which, listen, in good faith is a good thing. But like, you know, for example, fighting against squatters and whatnot, but it does suck if a person, you know, is trying their best, but they're not able to make that rent, and they might need a little bit more time. Foxy says it might have started with him taking money from her account, right? That's what I heard. But she later came and said that that she hinted in the Breakfast Club interview that it was potentially Kevin that got her in there. And yes, Jaleesa, and I want to be able to make a video on that, but I have to meet up with my friend a little bit later. Do y'all remember the friend we had that intervention for? He just came back from his country, and so he wanted to meet up at 6, and it's almost 5 here. So I wanted to do the Teen Mom recap after this, and then I want to do that Kate one, but I think I'm going to have to go ahead and do that Saturday or something like that, okay? Thank you, Stephanie. Nice to see you again. Oh, look, here comes Mims. I think he's a product of his environment. An alcoholic mom, a deadbeat dad. He's just trying to find his way and doesn't realize he's not rich anymore. He needs to downsize his lifestyle. I think so too. He just graduated from uni, and I wonder if Wendy or Kevin were able to get him some connections in order to find a job. Why doesn't he like, see, that's the thing. I don't know, because, you know, spoiler alert, they gave him this eviction notice and he paid the rent. So it seems like he just doesn't want to. Like, I don't know if he's like, you know, going to somebody to get this money still, if it's coming from the estate or the what, but it's all so strange. From what I understand, Wendy was paying for Kevin's stuff until she didn't have access to her money so that he can focus on school, right? I don't get it. I don't get it. And yes, Bridget, 26 out of 365. Insane. So let me continue on here real quickly. The property's ownership company claimed that Kevin, and this is from the U.S. Sun, so shout out to the U.S. Sun, claimed that Kevin owed a total of $4,316 and that Kevin was served a notice to pay rent or vacate the premises on January 7th, 2025. And according to the filing, Kevin needed to heed the warning quickly, and he actually did, as it appeared that a voluntary dismissal was filed on February 3rd by the ownership company, indicating that he paid his back rent. And a source close to the family told the U.S. Sun, and I believe that the source close to the family is probably Wendy's chatty patty brother, that Kevin really needs to get his ish together. He's a grown man and there's no excuse for him to not be paying rent. So there you go. You can't be slacking in Florida, eh? Like you miss it by 1 day, 2 days. They are marching their behinds over to the courthouse in order to evict your behind. It's a little bit wild. Where do you think he's getting the money from? Is a conservatorship giving him money for this? Because when Britney Spears was in her conservatorship, the conservator was budgeting money for Jamie Lynn, for Jamie Spears, for Lynn Spears, for everybody, right? So is that the case here too? Hey, Al Michelle, that's the conservator's fault. Wendy would have been paying the rent for his son who's in college. You know what my other question is? Why is there not a house that they own in this family? All of those millions of dollars that Wendy owns, all of the families living in Florida, I mean, not that she owns, she earned. Why don't they own a property in there for the son? I'll give you an example. This apartment that I'm living in here in Paris, it is an apartment that my landlords bought because they have 2 daughters and they want for the daughters to have an apartment. They're living in London right now. They want for the daughters to have an apartment, you know, down the line if they were to choose to come and live here in Paris, you know? Why didn't Wendy do something like that, you know, for her son? You know what I mean? Hi, Kahara. Nice to see you. Like, she has so much money. I'm kind of amazed that the son is even renting. Why doesn't she even have a personal, like, apartment or something in Florida? Because, you know, when she was doing fine and everything, the parents were already living there, and she would be in Florida, you know, assez souvent, often enough. So why didn't she buy something there and then have the son live in it, you know, while she was in New York, this, that, and the other, something. I'm quite surprised. Chip Cherio says, housing discrimination is the biggest well-kept secret. Girl, why did I think you were British? Over here, America, I thought you were British, girl. Where am I at? Oh, I'm in Paris. I'm effing common sense. I'm in Paris. I'll be waiting. The jeans come from Kevin, right? The not paying your bills. Speaking of, how's Kevin Sr. doing? Didn't he get his cards repoed and he's struggling to pay his own bills and his medical expenses ever since the Bank of Wendy Williams closed as well? Mim says she spent $100,000 on his birthday party and he spent $100,000 on Uber Eats. Uber Eats, what is he ordering from Uber Eats to be spending $100K in 1 year? And let me go ahead and put up, and he's a party this is embarrassing. Let me go up and put up his picture. This man doesn't look like, he doesn't give like big bag vibes like that, you know, to be spending $100K on takeout. Wow. He must be feeding friends, like, you know, having parties and stuff like that in his apartment and whatnot, because $100K in 1 year is absolutely insane for one person, especially a person who is not that, you know, somebody from My 600-Pound Life, you know, came out talking about, I spent $100K a year on Uber Eats. I believe it. But look at this guy. Wow. Do they have caviar on Uber Eats? Like, what is on there that this man is spending this kind of money? But then again, they do have like full-blown restaurants, you know, so it's not just McDonald's or whatever. Like, you can have like a good, like, go order a steak or something like that from you know, your favorite restaurant over on Uber Eats. So I guess maybe that's what he was doing. But I'm sorry, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Like, I hate to see money wasted in this sort of a sense. And yes, girl, shout out to my peeps in Canada. I am Canadian through. Asterisk. You guys, I can't believe we are done with another episode of The Morning Report. As usual, thank you so much for being here. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode. And I'm wishing you guys a wonderful weekend. For Monday's episode, I think it's going to be an on-demand episode of The Morning Report versus live because I've got administrative things to do. However, from Tuesday through Friday, we'll be back to our regular schedule, which is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Keep an eye out for the live folder or live tab of my YouTube channel so that you can hit the bell notification and be notified when I go live next week, okay? Again, so sorry for all of those really horrific tweets that I had to show you at the beginning of this. I know it wasn't easy, but, you know, I'm glad that we were able to end on, you know, a lighter or a different note. You know, shout out to you, Kevin, for finally paying your rent. Thank y'all so much for being here. Mims, always a pleasure to see you as well. And I'll see you again in the next episode of The Morning Report. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.